the News Channel 5 network. This is the plus side of Nashville.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Plus Side of Nashville. I'm Tawanda Coleman. Thank you for joining us. We have some very special young guests with us today. You know, every year approximately 500,000 children in America deal with life-threatening medical conditions, which can be devastating for the child and their entire family. It's emotionally, mentally, and can be financially draining. We're highlighting today the work of an organization that provides something so many families lose when they have a chronically ill child, and that is hope. We welcome to the show Deb Sandvik, the Executive Director of HopeKids, and the Program Manager, Melissa Price. Welcome.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
Well, it's so nice to hear about HopeKids. You're a relatively new organization to Nashville, aren't you, Deb? Tell us a little about the organization and your mission.
Sure. So HopeKids was founded in 2001 in Arizona. We're a national organization. We have 6 chapters across the country, including Arizona, Minnesota, Colorado, North Texas, Kansas City, and now Middle Tennessee. And we launched our chapter here last summer, and to date we have 102 HopeKids enrolled, which translates into about 450 family members. So we serve the whole family the whole time, and really the essence of HopeKids is we exist to restore hope and transform lives of children with a life-threatening medical condition, their families, and the communities that we serve. And we do that by creating an ongoing calendar of free events. And these events help us connect these families that are on a similar journey to reduce that isolation. And at all times, we surround these families with love and the message that hope can be a powerful medicine.
Yeah, because so many of these families, I guess you wouldn't know unless you've had a child that's chronically ill or has a terminal sickness. So many of these families have lost hope. But you make things fun for them, Melissa. You try to get them out and doing events. Talk about some of the events and some of the activities that these families are able to do.
Yeah, we really want them to be able to look forward to their calendar and not just see their doctor's appointments, and they can see fun events. And some of those can be a Preds game, it can be Titans Sounds, it can be a Nashville Ballet. We went to Peter and the Wolf, and oh, it was so fun watching the kids get up and dance a little. And we have some tea-pack shows, a symphony, and a little art house. We have a lot of different events that they get to choose from, and they like to be able to log on, look at their calendar, and kind of pick and choose what works the best for them and their family.
So monthly, there's always some kind of activities that these families can become involved with.
Yeah.
And you make it so easy, and it's free.
It's all free.
It's all free.
Yes. And which is so wonderful, because often these are families that have more than one child.
Yes.
And so we want to make it fun for everybody, and you include the siblings even.
Yes, there's even some events where it can be specifically for the siblings. It may be we can create the events however we want. Sometimes it's date nights, sometimes it's just a parent and sibling night, and it's times that we're trying to really let every family member feel the hope and the love of the community around them.
You have a lot of research that you've done to find out exactly what are the needs of some of these families. So you focused a lot of what you do to help them with those needs. How do families find out about you, and how can they get enrolled in the program?
Well, when we started, we met with Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, and we also met with TriStar Centennial, and they embraced this concept with open arms. And so they really helped us raise awareness in the medical community with their patient families, and they're the reason we're at 102 families right now, because they really helped us get the word out. But we also get patients from St. Jude and other hospitals around the country. So if people are living in Tennessee or the surrounding area, they're eligible to apply. So any child 0 to 18 who is diagnosed with a life-threatening medical condition can apply online through our website, and they give us permission to contact the physician to confirm the diagnosis. And once that has taken place, then they're good to go. Then Melissa does her wonderful welcome calls,
and I get to chat
with them.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Can you give me some examples of what would be considered chronic or a threatening, life-threatening illness in which these families qualify.
Well, 50%, I'd say at least 50% of our families have a cancer diagnosis. But it really runs the gamut from cancer to sickle cell to
muscular atrophy,
cystic fibrosis, cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, heart disorders, kidney disorders, genetic disorders. As long as the doctor qualifies the diagnosis as life-threatening, so left untreated, this child is going to have a difficult road ahead. That's really the qualifier. And so we really look to the physicians to qualify the family, and then once they're in, then the fun begins. They can sign up for anything and everything.
I know there's also a part of your program where you bring together these families who maybe their child has the exact same condition and they had it and they're doing wonderful now. So that's where the hope component comes in, isn't it, Melissa?
Yes, when a family can meet another family that's been on the similar journey or even a few steps ahead. We had one event, it was Aladdin at TPAC, and there were two families, and one mom was getting emotional and she was like, oh no, we're going to end up having to go to the hospital tonight because something has messed up with a feeding tube. And the other mom who was there, she said, are you okay if I give you some advice? And she was like, of course. And she was like, I've been there, and here's what I suggest. Here's what worked for us. And she didn't have to go to the hospital that night. They were able to just call their doctor in the morning and get it checked out. And so there's hope knowing that these people get where you are, they understand, and then the community can build. And who knew that an Aladdin show would make that happen and let them now have that connection and their kids to have that. And so that can create hope for them.
I know you must get a great response from these families. Because going through some of what they're going through emotionally, financially, to have that little something that's going to take their mind, their children's minds off of what they're going through for just a small amount of time. Do you find that these families become friends outside of HopeKids?
Well, and we have the family Facebook forum, so they connect through Facebook, and I do believe that our families are connecting outside of events because these are people who get it. You know, your neighbors may not get it, your family members may not get it, but these families are on a similar journey and they get it. And so it's easy to connect with those who understand and want to get together. And even the kids, you know, kids who have no hair because they're going through chemotherapy and they see other children, children in wheelchairs. We've had children showing off their scars to one another, their battle wounds. And
they're tubey buddies. They all have, like, if they have the different tubes, we saw two that saw each other and like pointed and we're like, we both. It was so sweet to watch them.
There's that connection.
It's immediate.
So the children and the parents have that connection almost immediately.
They send each other tips. They let them know of different events that are going on outside of HopeKids. Like, they know that there may be a walk for a specific diagnosis or something, they share it. And they also, you'll hear them talk about the doctors and who they love and like, oh, you're dealing with this one, oh, that's so great, they're going to help you. So it's just an instant connection, and then they carry that outside of the events.
We're going to meet in a little while a family who travels to come to your events consistently, like 2 hours away. It means a lot to these families, what you're providing for them. And you talk about helping them through the emotional components, but there's also that financial. Because we're talking, you know, gas money, we're talking missed work, medical bills that are coming in, and so you try to help ease that in some small ways as well.
Well, just by organizing the events and making them free of charge, that's one way that we do that. And this year we're going to try to be a little bit more intentional in offering events where maybe we gather the families for a group dinner, and we try to do haircut day for back to school, or we do backpack day for back to school. We need to be able to find ways to help ease that burden, because you're right, the financial burden for some of these families is we can't even put a dollar figure on it, and some of the diagnoses require 3 years or more of treatment. So we have single moms who are caring for a child or multiple children with life-threatening diagnosis, and it's tough for them to manage working and caring for their family and paying medical bills and putting food on the table and paying for for their treatment protocol and their medicines, and putting gas in the car. And I've heard that from the hospitals. We have families that can't put gas in their car. They can't pay for their car insurance because they have to pay for the medicine, and they're making hard choices. So we do what we can. We don't have a scholarship fund or anything like that, but we try to provide everything free of charge and provide services where we're able to give back to them, where they don't have to pay for a meal or they don't have to pay for a haircut, or even our portrait day, our family portrait day.
And we had one family who has teenagers, and they've been going to a lot of our different events, and they drive a pretty good distance as well. And she was saying they've done more since they've been a part of HopeKids than they've ever gotten to do in the kids' whole lives.
Wow.
Because medical bills, it's been since birth, and for their son, and they just haven't been able to have that opportunity. And so she's like, not only is my son getting these, but my Hope kid, but also the sibling, and we've never been able to do anything like this. And so just knowing that being a part of something for a few months gave them more than the fun and hope they've been able to have in the life so far.
As a new nonprofit, I know you always have needs in nonprofits, but you all are new, and there's so many things that you want to do.
Yes.
For someone who may be watching and want to know how they can help, can they volunteer? I know donations are always welcome. What are some of your other needs?
Well, donations is a good place to start.
Yes, great. Yes.
Go to hopekids.org and you can make a donation online.
Right.
If your company has an employee giving program, I'd love to hear about it. Those are great little nuggets for us. We're always looking, we're building our state board of directors, so looking for people that are connected in the community who would like to be part of a state board of directors as we build our chapter. Always looking for volunteers. It truly takes a village to offer the programs that we offer, and this year we'll be hosting our first Hope Walk, which will be a 1-mile fun walk and family festival, and we're hoping to do that in June, and then we're going to have our golf tournament in August on the 31st at the Grove. So always looking for players, sponsors, and others. So our needs are unlimited, and we would be happy to plug people in wherever they'd like to be involved with us.
Okay, that's all of those are really understandable needs and great ways to put your money to good use. We're going to continue to talk about Hope Kids, and what's the fun part about it too? We're going to get to meet some of the Hope families. So if you'll stay with us, get ready for an overload of cuteness, and we'll be right back.